It was a quiet autumn morning when Min, a young man living on the edge of the forest, noticed something unusual in the corner of his garden. Amid the overgrown weeds and fallen leaves, a small fawn was trembling, its slender legs tangled in an old wire fence. Its eyes, wide with fear, met Min's for a brief second before it tried once more to escape, only to fail again. Min's heart clenched. He stepped slowly, calmly, whispering soft reassurances as he approached the frightened creature. The fawn struggled, its breathing rapid and panicked, but Min knelt beside it, gently loosening the wire that had trapped its leg. With delicate fingers and the utmost care, he freed the young deer. Just beyond the fence, among the trees, a figure stood motionless. It was the fawn's mother. She had been watching silently, her gaze fixed on every move Min made. When the fawn was finally released, it hesitated for a moment. Then, with a sudden burst of energy, it sprinted toward the woods and into her waiting embrace. The two vanished into the trees, leaving Min with a warm ache in his chest. He thought that would be the end of it. But the next morning, as the sun cast its golden light across the dew-kissed grass, the fawn returned. It stood just beyond the garden fence, eyes alert yet calm, as if to say thank you. Min smiled and offered a few slices of apple. The fawn stepped closer. From that day on, the bond between them quietly blossomed. Each morning, the fawn would appear, sometimes alone, sometimes with its mother nearby, hiding among the trees. Min began leaving out fruit and water. Occasionally, he would sit near the fence, book in hand, while the fawn grazed peacefully nearby. As weeks passed, the fawn grew stronger and bolder. It would nuzzle Min's hand, gently tug at his sleeve, or playfully dart between the trees, always keeping him in sight. The connection they shared was silent, built on mutual trust and a single act of compassion. Neighbors began to take notice. "That boy's made a friend in the forest," they'd say with gentle amusement. But Min knew it was more than just a friendship. It was a reminder of the invisible threads that connect all living beings, of the simple power of kindness. One evening, as the first snowflakes fell, the fawn stood quietly at the garden's edge once more. Its eyes met Min's, no longer filled with fear, but calm, knowing. Then it turned and disappeared into the snowy woods, leaving behind a trail of tiny hoof prints and a heart forever touched by nature's grace. Min never saw the fawn again, but every time the wind rustled the trees or a leaf fluttered to the ground, he smiled, knowing that somewhere in the forest, a creature still remembered him, not just as a boy with apples, but as a friend.